You built your business around creativity and freedom to escape the 9 to 5. But now you're drowning in service work, stuck under 20K a month, and wondering what the hell happened to your freedom that you set out for. If you're a creative person or have a cool skill that you already get paid for, so maybe you're a freelancer, professional, or you're currently an online creator just feeling stuck in what to do next, and now you're looking to stop trading time for money and actually build a freedom-based creator business with online scalable income, then you, my friend, are in the right place. In this short video, I'm going to break down exactly how I went from being a busy freelance photographer into now running my own creator-led business and the full roadmap that I would suggest for you to use and do the same for yourself and your own business, while I can still build my audience and build my personal brand and truly be flexible with what I consider to be work. I was busy, burnt out, and completely lost and could never hit, quite honestly, more than $10,000 months without completely burning out or feeling too busy to enjoy my life. And here's the wild part. I actually get to work anywhere in the world. No one counts on me at being at a certain place at a certain time. I just came back from 3 weeks of Asia and I was working only a handful of hours a week. And this is all possible when you get a little bit more creative with how you deliver value and your service. And you can do this all without feeling stressed, salesy, or overwhelmed about posting content, building your personal brand, and really putting something out there in the world that feels like you and having an impact that you want to see on the world rather than creating or servicing for other people. So let's get into it and break down the full roadmap of what this looks like and how you can do the same. And one more thing before we get into it, this is an educational value type of video. Please watch this with your full attention. Ideally, you can have a notepad so you can take notes and really understand what we're building here. I wouldn't want you to waste your time if you're busy scrolling or distracted with other things. If you're locked into the TikTok algorithm and you can't control your brain for 20 minutes, respectfully, this is not going to be for you. But this is going to be for you if you value lifestyle design and you want to live in flow while building a fulfilling business. This is for people who value money, but not to make billions and billions just for the sake of it, but people who value money for the freedom and flexibility. This is for people who want a scalable, flexible, and low-risk way to build your dream business, and for people who want their work to be fun, easy, and a healthy outlet in your life rather than just grinding away and burning out. And this is also going to be for people who want to have full autonomy in their life and they hate being told what to do and where to be. This is not going to be for you if you're expecting some short-term miracle or some get-rich-quick tactic. This is also not going to be for you if you want to become the next big fashion influencer and post a bunch of brand deals. And this is also not going to be for you if you want a giant business empire with tens or hundreds of employees. I like to keep things lean and simple and really freedom focused for your dream life. This is also not going to be for you if you want to start or scale your creative agency and service as many clients as possible with your team. And if you love complex funnel building and high pressure sales, this is also not the place for you. We want to be the magnet and attract people into our ideas and vision. And just to recap, if you're wondering who I am, my name is Ethan, and I've been working at building my dream life for quite a while now. I started out working for like 12 USD an hour at a Canadian grocery store. And this was pretty recently. This was during COVID. And I tell you, I hated every minute of it, but I had to do what I had to do. Eventually, I was shooting for clients and really building my freelance photography business. I was in school for biological science, but I ended up not finishing that and decided to go a different path because I knew I wanted to work for myself. So I decided to follow my passions and continue with this freelance photography business. I posted 200 times to get my first 2,000 followers, and eventually I became a full-time freelance photographer. But everything then worked out. I was shooting for some of my dream clients, some international brands in Toronto. I was shooting e-commerce campaigns, working with teams, and it was everything that I actually set out to do. I had a couple billboards and it was amazing. I then opened up my own creative studio. So this was part of the studio, which was really cool. In this creative studio, we shared it with other creatives. We hosted events here. It was really cool. There was me and one other person and we absolutely killed it. I came a long way. It was very funny to see me kind of growing up and actually having built my dream in my early 20s. It was a very fulfilling path. And then I also started to post social media videos. I was posting these motivational videos and they get millions and millions of views. And it took me, a few months, few years to really dial it in. I had a few influencer friends that were making a couple $100,000 a year. And I was like, okay, this is definitely the future. how can we partake in this whole social media thing? So I just posted content and tried to figure it out. And I got millions of views, but it actually left me broke. It was really funny because the whole business that made me money, I wasn't focusing on anymore because I knew I wanted to be online and build something bigger than myself. So I ended up transitioning and pivoting pretty hard. I had to shut down my studio, and it was basically a weird time in my life because I left what I wanted to do, and I just knew I didn't want to do that anymore. And to be honest with you, eventually I was financially hurting because I tried to grow my social media and monetize, but I had no idea what the end goal was. So I continued to freelance. I continued to support myself. I was still very grateful for the position I was in, but I needed to figure this whole social media thing out. And that was until probably in a few months, I decided to start posting my first talking head videos and finally start monetizing my social media. And actually within 2 months, I completely ditched all of my old freelance clients and committed to monetizing my personal brand online. Then I was able to travel the world. So I got to see my brother here in Thailand, which was really cool. He was also working nomadically at the time. I get to live in cool Bali villas and record YouTube videos. And yeah, I get to work at cafes, work whenever I want. I get to build something a little bit bigger than just my freelance business. And this was all possible because I finally started to post my first talking head video, and I started to monetize my audience and think of my social media like a business. And eventually, what I call now, I digitalized my own business. And I just hit my highest paying month ever, and it continues to grow even when I'm just having a balanced life. And that's why I do what I do today. I think there's more creative ways to think of your own business and to really get online, to utilize social media and your own skills to build the business of your dreams. And what we're really talking about here is creator-led businesses. And this is still the first season of the creator economy. If you recognize any of these faces here, Gary Vee, Dan Koh, Matt Gray, Ali Abdul, Alex Hormozi, they all built creator businesses, and they understand how important it is to build a personal brand, to leverage and have that digital leverage in this new game of the creator economy. But things are changing as the creator economy continues to grow. So here we have the music industry, and that's worth $70 billion. Then we have film and TV, $280 billion. That includes TV shows, movies, and streaming. And the creator economy is expected to grow to $480 billion projected in 2 years. And that's just going to be social media and creator-led businesses. The creator economy, social media, wealth is not a zero-sum game. Everybody gets to win. And all of these faces have been using the creator economy and creator-led businesses to build their own businesses, brands, and legacy in their world. And what they all have in common and why we all recognize their faces is because they've leveraged social media and content. And the first season of the creator economy is coming to a close because of AI and automations. It's getting damn good, and it's realistically going to open up a huge gap in the market. Entry-level positions are shrinking. Anthropic CEO, which is like the creator of Claude, said it could eliminate up to 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs and spike unemployment to 10 to 20% within the next 5 years. The world is going to be shifting pretty quickly, but luckily for us, if we get a little bit more creative and stay ahead of the curve, we can take advantage of the first season of the creator economy before all the existing creators continue to use AI to open up their gap. If you're interested in learning more about AI, there's this cool podcast that just came out, AI Agents Emergency Debate, Diary of the CEO. You can Google that. And just to show you how AI tools are developing, these are all AI videos that are completely generated by AI. They're not human. And it's absolutely absurd what these are all doing. And you can see here, why would anyone pay $8,000 for a creative when a laptop can do it with AI? And you may be asking yourself, what's going to be left when AI can literally do exactly what we can? And the answer is IP and having our own personal brands and our own creativity to help people. And now this brings me to the new era of online business. You see, it gets really fun when you realize that funnels are actually dead. And this is kind of that salesy, lame online marketing shit that you saw before, where you'd have these crazy ads with these crazy funnels and these 80% off claims for the next 20 minutes that aren't even real. This is all sales-based conversion, and you need constant new leads to fuel this. So ads were cheap back 5-10 years ago, and you could easily do this with your old business model. And as someone looking in from the outside, I completely hated it. But the good news is all the new creators and the new season of the creator economy are all using flywheels. And now what flywheels are is a marketing-based conversion. So you can build your audience and continue to compound your leads. So over the next 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, you're going to continue to grow your audience and build trust with a cult-like community. And when people decide to take the next steps and they're ready, you have a product for them and you can help them. And this is why flywheels will continue to absolute dominate the online business space. Because now all we want to be doing is inspiring and motivating people to take action. And as they improve and as they want to learn more, we have more and more opportunities for them to work with us. Because all of these creators, the biggest names in the game, have been building their audiences for years and solidified distribution for the rest of their life. So no matter what kind of offer, what kind of product they want to put out into the world, they have distribution, which arguably is the hardest thing to build. And they're doing that now with flywheels, which is very exciting because it's a way more organic, wholesome, cooler way of doing online business. Plus, this is a compounding game, so you continue to grow and get bigger and bigger the longer you do this. Now let's break down how to actually take action and how to start an online business. What's the actual model? And this is what I call digitalize your business. So this is what I did, and this is kind of the little term I'm claiming. You basically have do-it-yourself offers, which is traditionally what we think of online business. We have courses, cohorts, and communities. And this is great because it's super scalable, super low expenses as well. It might only cost you a couple grand a month. And you can scale this between $1,000 and $500,000 per month in profit. The only issue with this is it takes 2 to 5 years to build your audience. Then we have done for you offers, which is essentially freelancing or agency service work. And this is probably what you're doing now. And it's amazing, but you only really max out on 5 to 20K per month in profit. And if you want to expand that, then you're going to also expand the expenses that you have. The issue with done for you work is it's really hard to break past that 20K per month in profit. If you have 20 to 60K per month in revenue, then you probably have 20 to 40K per month in expenses, and you end up back down at that magic 20K per month number. For me and my business, I found it really hard to break past 10K a month as a photographer who was very niched in what he did. And then the last way you can have an online business and digitalize your business is with done with you work. And this is coaching and consulting. And this is a little bit more scalable. You can scale it up to 5 to 50K per month in profit. You might have pretty low expenses, but it does require a lot of one-on-one time and you're still not ultimately flexible. However, if you're making 40K a month, you'd be a lot happier than a busy agency making that. But it's not really the end goal. This is where your authentic offer comes in and where you can get a little bit more creative with your delivery. We want to combine and take the best things out of each to create your authentic offer. So ideally, we have the scalability of a course, cohort, or community. We have the one-on-one flexibility and the premium service of consulting and coaching. And then we also have a little bit of done for you service work just to get us going and just to keep things fun, to be honest. And then in the middle of this, we have your authentic offer, which is essentially just your digital offer. So the old way of doing things was committing to one of the 4 ways of online delivery, right? So you'd start a cohort and that would really lead to more confusion. It's also very schedule dependent. So if you get left behind in the curriculum, you're gonna be a little confused and lost, right? Community really has low accountability and completion. I find I get a little overwhelmed when I join a huge community and it's inconsistent information. Sometimes the course is a little old and then they're talking about newer things and it's not quite ideal. Coaching and consulting is great, but sometimes it can lead to loss of confident. If your clients don't know what to do by themselves, they're never gonna really break free from your coaching service and they're not really independent. And it's one-on-one and not scalable for you because eventually you're still gonna be in the trenches working with people, trading your time for money. So yes, it's a little bit more scalable, but not the ultimate solution. Also, if you want to have a big impact in the world, it's also just gonna be quite expensive for beginners. Courses have high upfront time. It takes you months to build a course. And again, once the course is complete, it has low accountability and low completion. Now, the way that I do things is a little bit different in Catalyst. And I can talk a little bit more about what I do after this, but this is essentially how I've chose to set up my business. We use flexible digital delivery. This means we take the best parts of each of the main deliveries and bounce between them as we see fit and as we see fit for the size of our business and audience. So when we're starting out, we might want to do some one-on-one coaching and guidance because that's going to give us amazing implementation and result. And then we have high ticket flexibility as well. So even if we have a small audience, we can continue to start earning money right away. Make a couple of $1,000s, replace your income in a small amount of time. As you're fulfilling and earning money and monetizing your personal brand, then you can start with some on-demand resources like courses, and which are way more scalable. And then you can also have some fun and interactive cohort. Invite some people on your Instagram to come join you in a cohort. It's easy to launch and it has built-in scarcity, which is amazing. And then we also have communities because working alone is boring with people. So if we want to have a bit more of a masterclass Q&A call, we can. We also get to connect with people in our community once we build out our offer. And this is where we can bounce between all of the different delivery mechanisms with flexible digital delivery as long as we have one core offer, which I will explain in the next part. And another reason why this is super important is because when you're starting to launch your personal brand, you want those quick wins as soon as possible because it's a lot easier to start once you know it's working. So this is a message I got from my client Tyler. He said next story is about limiting shoots for May so he can focus on more one-on-one content training for individuals. He's going to soft launch his offer to start the buzz, and he's already on his way to replacing his income to a more scalable, authentic offer rather than in-person service work. Now, if I've sparked your interest in this new type of business model, I want to show you exactly how you can get a little bit more creative on your delivery. So let me break down exactly how you would start and how I would start. This is your entire digitalized business. It's made up of 3 different parts. We need attention, we need conversion, and then you have your offer so you can sell people something and people deem it valuable. What that really breaks down to in the modern day is content creation, sales and promo and marketing, and then digital value. So when someone pays you, they actually get value from you and they know about it through your sales and marketing, and they know about you as a person through your content. So to break it down even more, you have attention, which is people. Then you're going to tell people about what you do, and then you're going to get paid for the value. Super easy. And the way we do that in the modern day is with content and social media. Then you connect with people that you feel like would be a good fit, or you tell them about it on your stories, whatever that is. And then you have authentic digital offer, which is essentially your packaged digital value. So people get some good fucking results from working with you. That's all we're really doing. It's a dumbass simple model, but we have to keep it dumbass simple. Here's how I do things in Catalyst, and hopefully this can inspire you and give you some ideas on what you can do for your own business. The goal of Catalyst is really simple. I help creatives and freelancers ditch client work and transition to a freedom-based creator business and earn their first $10,000 a month online or add $10,000 a month to their online business. And over the next few months, I'm accepting founding members to Catalyst to work with me one-on-one over the next 4 months to absolutely demolish their goals. If you're interested in that, you can DM me 56 on Instagram to request application. This is my offer. It consists of how I help people and the value that I bring, as well as the delivery, and then how you can work with me, how you can learn more. And I actually call these in my business one-liners. All you need is a couple one-liners, and then you can start telling people about it and selling your offer. So I'm going to show you the exact plan that I teach my clients, and I recommend for you to do the same. Just stick to a plan and trust the process. Some plans might be different. People have different ways of doing things. The time frames may be a little different. If you stick to a plan, it will work out. So please trust the process. This is how I do things in Catalyst and how my clients get results. Number 1, we're going to create your offer, which is essentially digitalizing your business. We want to get crystal clear on that authentic offer, which is essentially creating your one-liner. This is step 7 of one of the modules that I have in the Catalyst crew. But essentially, all you need is to get your ideal future client to get them a dream outcome with a unique mechanism. And this can even go in your bio. And to break this down for yourself, you can even write down what are you currently good at, which is your basic niche. What do you want to help people with, which is your ideal future client? What is the system that you use to get people results, which is your unique mechanism? And where do you want to get people, which is your dream outcome? And once you have clarity on all of these things, you can package your offer up in a more sophisticated manner so people actually know what you do. So all your authentic offer really is a digital bridge. It's helping someone achieve something. So in my old photography business, it was a business who didn't have professional photos, and then I gave them professional photos. That is a unhappy client to a happy client after I give them professional photos. So now my current offer is helping creatives and freelancers grow from service work and a more done-for-you offer to a freedom-based business with a more online scalable income. And once you unlock your bio and your one-liner, you then have your mission-based niche, which is the combination of everything above. So now I can post whatever I want as long as it relates back to helping people and motivating people to achieve some online scalable income. Now, the next method I use to have a digital business is flexible digital delivery. This is the premium one-on-one custom delivery. And what this really looks like is to start out, you want to start with a one-on-one premium and custom delivery. You don't want to be spending hours and hours making a course just to know that you don't really like it. And once we have a premium and custom delivery model, you can earn money as you build out your resources and grow your audience. So you're getting paid to build your course and grow your audience. You have the resources to focus on content. And by resources, I mean time and money. So you can hire an editor, or you can decline client work so you can start focusing on your own content and your own vision. And people are also going to get amazing results. When they work one-on-one with you, you're going to handhold them to make sure they achieve that dream outcome that you have. And then you can scale with the same resources. So after you build out some resources with your support, you have scalable courses, on-demand resources that you can easily package up to different cohorts and other types of offers and delivery, which is your flexible digital delivery. So you are truly flexible with this model, which I think is super important because we want the creativity as we're building everything. Like, it's not going to be perfect the first time you start your authentic offer. So why build a course when you don't even know if it's the best option and solution for your clients? Awesome example here is my client Teo. He closed $3,000 a month in his new Content Rush consulting. Super big one for him, and we're eating lunch in Bali together. So those are some good examples of why it's important to get paid as you're building your audience, because you don't need a big community or audience when you're starting out. And this brings us to step number 2, which is content creation, which is how we're going to get attention. I think of this as a little more holistically, so I don't overthink it. We basically have our content ecosystem method, which is short form content, which is used to spark interest, attract new people, and motivates people to take the next step. The next step is long form content. So this is your YouTube video and your email list, and this is helping people learn, adds more value to people, and builds an actual connection with people, and helps them also take the next step. And the next step is going to be your authentic offer. And this is to actually transform people, achieve their goals, and avoid pain to get some absolute killer results. So a really good analogy I can use for the content ecosystem is like, let's say I was trying to learn how to surf, right? And I watched all these short form videos with an awesome sound, and it's got like the nice sunset and people are carving on the wave. And I'm super motivated to learn how to surf. It looks sexy, but I didn't really learn anything from watching a cool sunset Instagram video. So I might click on that creator's account, and he now has a YouTube and newsletter teaching people how to surf. So they're teaching how to pop up, and they're teaching how to get out on the wave and how to paddle. And then he also has his own authentic offer, which combines different delivery mechanisms to give me actual results. Because realistically, I'm probably not going to be all that committed just watching 10-minute YouTube videos. If I were to join his program, he'll give me a full training plan, different instructions, how many times a week to get out on the wave, what is the best wave, and whatever else he deems is necessary for me to learn how to surf. And that's why a content ecosystem is so dope, because you're just motivating and inspiring people to take the next step. And however they see fit is what they can get. If I feel like all I needed was a little YouTube video, then I probably wouldn't need to buy his authentic offer. But if I did want to transform and get on the wave and rip like he does, then maybe I would consider to get some killer results. The next system is the OG Creator Catalyst system. This is what I started out with, and this is why the program is named Creator Catalyst. And it's super easy. We're gonna post content efficiently and effectively. We need to make viral content easy. And to make viral content, spoiler alert, we're gonna find proven viral ideas and then get really good at making content. Is your audio good? Is the pacing good? Is the sound good? Is your trends good? Whatever. And then we also have to make it easy. So we have to find a schedule and system where content is fun and easy. So if you're a really busy person and you only have Sundays to record content, do that. That's kind of your system to make viral videos, and then you can grow your audience. So some real examples of this is my client Jack. He started his personal brand 6 weeks ago, and then he made his first sale of $1,000 within 6 weeks. But if you look at the video, he used to only get like 800 views, and he was kind of stuck in that 800, 700 view jail until we started working together. Our first video got 7,000 views, and then it took another 4 weeks of him posting consistently and trusting the process to then break free from the new algorithm and start getting views. You can see he has some like slick wins, 3, 4, 5,000 views, and then boom, 11,500 views, and then 154,000 views at the top there. And that video went on to get like 600,000 views, and he gained 1,000, 2,000 followers in a week. Another great example here was my client Thomas Gray. He was building his personal brand as an artist and DJ, and then he eventually got followed by Martin Garrix, which is super cool. And now he's even doing a track with Martin Garrix, which is super cool. So congrats to Thomas Gray as well. And then step number 3 is connection. So once you have the attention and you have an offer, we need to naturally tell people about it without feeling too salesy and really communicating our point without it being overwhelming. So to do this, we use the down in the DM system. And quite frankly, this is only to connect with people in the DMs and not to sell. The whole idea is to let people know you're a human and let people know you're here to help. I may have DM'd some of you guys and opened up this conversation, which is probably why you're watching this video now. The point is to point people in the right direction and play the long game. I'll suggest books, YouTube videos, other creators and other YouTube videos, or even my own resources to help them along their journey, whatever it really is. If we vibe and they're interested in what I'll do, I can offer them a call or invite them directly to my offer with a one-pager. And this is where you can close deals and make money in the DM. So you never have to worry about a crazy complicated launch sequence, just crossing your fingers that someone's gonna buy. This is the human way of checking your demand and checking how people feel about what you're doing. I also teach my clients about the social soft launch. Now, this is essentially how to make a launch simple. No crazy wait lists or huge email marketing campaigns or complex funnels. This is a way to launch your offer without having to overcommit or overthrow your current business. You're not telling people absolute bullshit or making crazy claims. You're doing this in a really easy, soft launch type of way so you can start earning money as you're figuring everything out. So what this really looks like is making it easy for you and using what you already have to start making money. Like there's already money in your audience, you just have to unlock that. So the social soft launch combined with the down in the DM system will allow you to naturally elevate people into your long form content and allow people to let you know when they're ready to take the next step. And when you get really good at this, you'll eventually just get messages of people saying, how do I pay? And this is that offer clarity that we really want. So now what's the timeline that this all can take and what steps should you actually take to get everything going? What I teach in Catalyst is super simple. Phase one, you should start with your authentic offer so you know who and what you're making content for. And once you have your authentic offer unlocked, then you can post content with purpose and you can unlock your mission-based niche so you have no more confusion on what you should be posting. If you don't know what you're supposed to be posting or you don't know what your niche is, you need to get a little bit more clarity on your authentic offer. Next, in phase two, you can start posting content and launch your short form content. The reason why to launch your short form content before long form content is so you can get a good blip and good motivation and quick wins in the program. You don't want to be making huge VSL videos or long form podcasts when all you really need to do is just start some conversations on short form content and see what's going on. So we're going to use short form content and the social soft launch to really get that initial traction going. And this allows you to start earning money and you get paid to build out your offer and short form audience. Once you're happy with everything, then I would suggest for you to start your long form content and you can build out your offer with flexible digital delivery. So if a one-on-one premium offer isn't your end goal, you can start by launching cohorts or launching different types of delivery mechanisms with your new audience and grow a business that really runs on autopilot. And to get a business that really runs on autopilot, you want to be dialed in on your long form content, which is your newsletter and your YouTube videos. This makes you earn a lot more than the tasting period in the short form launch. This is when you're building something bigger than you. I'm going to be real, like this is like a pretty realistic timeline I can set. And then in terms of the actual timelines, it really depends on how fast you want to work. But ideally creating your authentic offer shouldn't take longer than 2 weeks. At least in my program, that's the kind of the speed we go at. And then the short form content launch should take about 8 weeks. So you can really dial in those systems and learn what your offer is about. And then for the long form content, that'll take another 6 weeks to open up your newsletter, YouTube videos, and then start building out your offer. And now you've completely transformed your life in about 4 months. And the beautiful part is once you build everything out, this can go on as long as you want because there's no real end to this. The creators making millions of dollars a month use the same idea. They're just posting content, but they've just been doing it for 12 months or 3 years. And then of course, they're going to make a few $1,000,000 instead of a few $100,000. That's just kind of the beauty of the nature of the flywheel and ecosystem. The bigger your audience, the more money you'll be making and the more flexibility and freedom you have. So a few more details to keep everything simple so you have full confidence to build out this offer. We want to create restraints in our new business. And this is something I also teach in Catalyst. I don't take any calls on weekends. I only do 1 deep work session a day and I never work past 5 p.m. Then this forces me to build more of a freedom-based business because I know the constraints and I know the boundaries I've set in my business. Because when you're a freelancer or work for yourself, it's easy to just work 12 hours a day day and just completely drown yourself in work. But if you set restraints in your own business, you can continue and force yourself to have a fun balance in life so you don't burn out and you have that creative flow. And to be honest, once I hit consistent 50K months, I'll probably cut out calls altogether. And really, this business only requires 3 hours per day. When I was in Asia for 3 months, that's really all I had because I was traveling, moving to Airbnbs, enjoying my time with friends, networking with cool people. And the whole idea is to prioritize flow, fitness, and fun. We want to build a freedom-based business, not just create another monster. And in Catalyst 2, we really want to only have one authentic core offer. This is essential for flexible digital delivery. We don't want to be messing around with all of these different offers. We want one clear dream outcome, one future client, one unique mechanism, and then the flexibility is going to allow us to earn as we're building everything. And just to give you some more ammunition here of what this actually looks like, your one dream outcome is what you can promise someone. So let's say you go to a creator and promise their full content suite, which is YouTube videos and Instagram and maybe ideation, something like that. That person's going to hire you and you're going to use your unique mechanism, which is also your curriculum, to get everything done. And this is the work that you've already done before. You're like, okay, to have a full content system, we need step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And that's all laid out because that's what's worked best for me. And that's what's worked best for my other clients. And then with flexible digital delivery, we can deliver this curriculum in whatever way we see fit and make it make sense for the client and size of the business. So if we wanted to give him some courses, some AI playbooks on how to look up YouTube videos and create scripts for himself, he can do that. Then we also might invite him to a community of editors that we've built. And then we also might launch a cohort for other people looking to improve their content. And now we can kind of pick and choose all of these different delivery mechanisms, all based off of this one unique mechanism to achieve that one unique outcome. So we are flexible, but we're still very clear and we're keeping things very simple. Another reason with the flexible digital delivery is it's important to break the ice. Otherwise, most people quit. They don't have the resources, which is time or money, to continue growing their audience. It's legitimately just not all that realistic to think that you're going to spend 2 years building an audience to then maybe build a course, to then maybe launch a cohort, to then maybe make $10,000 in the next 2 years. This is why I think it's really important to get clear on your offer and just break the ice as soon as possible. It's kind of a fuck around and find out. This is what I want from you and my clients. I want people to fuck around and find out and just break the ice. Otherwise, they'll probably quit. But to be honest, if you do quit a lot of things, then this probably isn't for you anyways. We're playing the long game. Another thing to avoid is tech hell. Pick your software and stick to it. There are so many different things I've tried over the years, like Circle, School, Kajabi, Go High Level, Beehive, MailerLite, whatever. I've tried them all. In Catalyst, we use WhatsApp to communicate. Eventually, I'll be moving to Slack. In resources, I store everything in School. And my email list, I use Beehive, but I also equally like Kit. It's really fun to talk about all the different features and softwares and stuff like that. But every time you move softwares or you get tempted to do something, it's going to take weeks or months off of your business. And again, you're not going to be building in restraints and you're going to just be like working yourself to a nightmare. And then unfortunately, you might give up or just being overwhelmed or creatively burnt out as well, because every 3 months you're switching all of these different programs. So stick to a few and have fun. They all do the same thing. It doesn't really matter what you pick. Also, you might be wondering, what if you don't have enough time? And my question to you is, when will you ever have enough time? When is the traffic lights of life always going to be green? You're a busy freelancer. Clients are not going anywhere. So a really good example of this is my one friend, Misha. Misha is probably one of the busiest guys I know, and he decided to open up his own community to help live music, videographers, and photographers shoot for their dream artists. He's built a personal brand now of almost 40,000 people. He's launched his community, and he makes a very healthy amount of money just through his online community and inspiring other people to start shooting concerts and live music. He basically did the thing that everybody hopes to. And again, if you have the right systems, it's all possible for you there. I get it. Balancing client work and building your personal brand and building your community can be a lot. But if you have the right game plan and you stick to the plan, it can all work out. And honestly, he did this in 6 months. A lot of people also wonder, like, what can they package? Like, what am I good at? And realistically, it's whatever you're already currently making money with or good at. And if you have absolutely no skills or passions, you can also learn something in 3 to 6 months and then be better at it than 99% of people. So it's like whatever you're currently making money with and whatever people value as well. You can be a little bit more creative with how you're giving value to people. If you feel overwhelmed because there's so many people saying so many different things, then I'm gonna be real with you, they're all gonna work. Another question I commonly get is like, how do I switch business models? Like, how do I know that I'm ready to jump into the creator economy? And realistically, this is it. This is almost the end of the first season of the creator economy. People are gonna be using AI to create their own edits and videos and assets. And realistically, this is the best and most important time to switch models because this is just the future. Period. This is how everyone's going to be working as hyper-productive individuals. Even billion-dollar companies are going to be teams of 10, and we're going to be utilizing each other's IP and systems to build our dream lives. And then the infamous question of, do I need to build an audience first? And the answer is completely no, you do not need to build an audience, but do not build a course or cohort. Having some sort of offer will give you purpose and the vision, but you also need the resources for you to start building an audience, and resources being money and time. You need to buy back your time and then you can continue to build your audience. So don't overcommit right off the start, but 100% you can make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 without an audience. In fact, that money already sits in your community as of right now. You just have to package up what you already know. And to add on to that, what I found in my own business is people really get a lot of value and appreciate the support of one-on-one implementation, especially before they have full clarity on what they're building and what they're doing. And because this is a new rebranded offer, this is why I work one-on-one with people through this Catalyst program. I'm accepting founding members of Catalyst all through 2025 to absolutely demolish their goals and get everything rolling, because at the end of the day, results and testimonials feed right back into the start of the whole flywheel. And so if you want my help through 2025 to implement all of these systems and work with me directly, you can DM me the word 56 on Instagram and I will personally give you the lowdown. If this video sparked interest and you're curious about how to actually package your own authentic offer and start creating digital value online and digitalize your business in a more scalable way, then you can click on this video as the first part out of 6 videos in a full mini-series guide that walks you through exactly how to implement this model for yourself. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.